Hey, welcome to another episode of Easy Sports. And today I'm joined by Sihle N, Cheese Sibande. Happy New Year, Bafet.
A
Happy New Year, my
blessed, a
chance.
blessed, a blessed one. For all.
I know,
Yeah,
no doubt.
especially for all those Messi supporters of Tarikats.
When Messi supporters, Messi has already made the year for everyone.
Yeah, no, of course. I know he has. He really has. And I mean, football is back with a bang. That's the beauty of. I think this World Cup, it being in December, allowed us to at least not go through a long break. Because normally after World Cup, we go through a long ass break, about 1 month until the season starts in August. But
So
at
when
least
if
this
if
time
if if
around,
if 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 FIFA
yeah,
wants the type of supporters like you, where they feel it's 4 weeks without football is a long ass time. And
oh,
to be
that's a long.
honest, no, to be honest, sometimes we need the break for us to appreciate the game. This thing of having a tournament
Eh,
like as big as the World Cup in the middle of the season year too, it messes up everything. Sorry,
Yeah,
that's my
but
view.
remember, this now has become a revenue thing. So everything is about the money.
It has. Yeah.
If if as Lali baller, we can't pay Ronaldo 214 million a year. So
Hey,
Lali, my brother, and any chance we get, Lali. I mean, we had a situation where Pep was complaining, Uguti, he couldn't get friendlies for his city. So we only paid one friendly throughout that whole period. Because our player teams are just not ready. They're just saying, look, we'd rather not risk the opportunity of getting injuries. So we had to pull in our back pockets, Lali game against Girona, which is part of the City group. So isn't this Jalo? Not playing regularly is a big thing.
yeah,
Nah,
yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
and if you
Because
think about it, yeah, but ukhumbule Pep uhambise how many players to the World Cup? I think last I checked it was like 16 because the most
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
sent
We're
from one team
second.
was
Yeah,
Barcelona. Yeah,
yeah,
Barcelona
we're second after
sent
Barcelona.
through 18 players.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
And
So
it's one thing that it's also one thing that I wanted to chat about, one where there's players who do well under Pep's guidance and tutelage. Then they go to their national teams and sometimes I feel like
pap
they're a bit
pap
of a
pap
fish and out
pap
of
pap.
water.
Are,
Yeah,
are
well,
you talking
because
about? Are you talking
we're
about
used to
Belgium?
no, I was thinking in general. I mean, Upenado. I mean, I feel like the Penado that we had at Monaco and the Penado that we have under Pep is a genius Upenado, regardless. But the Penado that we had under Monaco was incredible, and
Yeah.
uh, we have a different Penado now. We're saying play under this way. Let's play it this way to sort of excel your skills. Same thing, no Kevin. Same thing, no. Maybe let's go to Uplenjo or Cancel because Cancel even at bench because of Dalo. So
I
isn't
hear
this
you.
Dalo? Hmm.
I mean, I've got two players that coming back from the World Cup. Maybe I expected a bit too much from them, but Foden was back for England.
Yeah.
Kevin was back for Belgium. I
Yeah.
don't know the Belgium side was maybe in itself. I don't know if you guys heard the rumors. Even flying out of Qatar, they flew in like different jets.
Jets,
That's
yeah,
how
yeah.
bad the relationship was. But I'm properly disappointed in Foden. I think this was the World Cup that Foden introduced himself to the world stage because I think watching him at City, he is dynamic. He's just different from all the rest of the English players.
Yeah.
And to have him in the World Cup perform the way that he did. But anyway, I
Yeah.
don't think this is a World Cup show. I was just
Yeah.
disappointed.
Yeah. I know,
Yeah, I
but
mean,
anyway,
but
I
I
just
mean, it
wanna
ties in. You're right. It ties in back into the league in any
yeah.
case because now Kuchale benching.
Yeah, no, exactly, Mvetu. And that's what I was gonna ask you first, Sikle. Let's start off with your club, Cheese rather.
Yeah.
Them drawing against
Everton, of
Everton.
all teams.
Hey man, like I wouldn't say of all teams because you guys drew against Nottingham. I mean,
And that's why I'm lowering
I'm
my
just saying,
so you
bro.
can
Like, but
But
yeah, you start us
yeah,
off.
so
Talk about your
so
club.
so
Yeah,
I think I'll talk about my club. I think from the
yeah.
first game in the league, Kwabeza no one in that first game, Masboy.
We win 3-1
Um,
game.
Yeah.
Holland scored 2
Holland stood up
goals.
race.
Which
Yeah.
one won, Monk?
Leeds United.
We played against
Leeds, yeah.
Leeds.
Yes.
We didn't play well against Leeds. We didn't play well against Leeds. Leeds is a team that doesn't historically, traditionally, they don't defend well. They're more of a blitzkrieg team. So we didn't play well against Leeds. It was one of those games where we had chances and the game ended up 3-1, right? Everton came back again. It was the same sort of performance. I think it was very mid-tempo. Just kept the ball, we moved it around. I felt we didn't try defensively. Everton was really good, but we didn't try to win fast enough. I think with the ball, when we had the ball, we went fast enough and dynamic to get into those spaces and to create chances. And the result against Everton just sort of summed up more or less how or where we are. I think we needed a performance against Everton like that to wake up I'm a player and to wake up Pep Guardiola. Yes, somebody called Lewis good. Yes, Ake is good as a left back, but we need our best players playing on the pitch. Otherwise, Arsenal is a Hamba league. And for me, I think City can always be better. We can always play faster when we have possession. Kevin wasn't good against Everton. I think one of his worst games I've seen this season for him. And then overall, it was very. I mean, there's just a lot of niggly things happening in that game, and I felt like it wasn't football related. It's just you could see the players are sort of somewhat frustrated in terms of how they haven't started out of the blocks. I mean, you'd like to come out of the World Cup and you're already firing and you're already scoring goals, but with a team that sent 16, 17 players to World Cup, it's going to take a bit of time for those things to happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's how I feel about game City. In fact, both games that we've played this season.
Yeah, I think the first one, the first game against Leeds, Leeds is one side that pressure you into. We all know, but one type of football, where they will attack you, and everyone knows that. So City got away with one day in that it suited their style of play.
Yeah, it did.
First goal was just a brilliant goal. Second goal you scored, I remember, 45th minute, just before halftime.
Yeah, Rodri. Hey.
Yeah. And then from then on, the game was like over. The second game, I feel Uguti, you guys were maybe hungover, just like Liverpool.
Yeah.
Liverpool's against Leicester. Liverpool, they were hungover. Had it not been for those 2 own goals, Liverpool would be in trouble.
Yeah,
that's true.
And
that's true.
you allowed Everton to come back into the game. And I'm not gonna lie, the last 5 minutes, Everton can just nick it. And if they'd nick it, it would have been a smash and grab that they deserved.
but I mean, City haven't won a New Year's game in the past 5 years or so.
I was about to say.
So,
yeah.
for us, I don't know what it is. Again, the way Pep has changed, I think he's come back, especially in this last part of the season, where he's made us a bit more susceptible to counterattacks again, right?
Yeah.
The fact that he wants to play this 3 when we're on the ball, and then we have Rico jumping into the middle with Rodri to force Kevin and maybe Bernardo and Gundo to be much higher in the pitch.
Yeah.
Right? And you'll see. I think right now, if we were to count the number of passes since the league has returned, Akanji is probably on something like 400, 500 passes.
Yeah.
In 2 games or something.
Yeah.
That guy, he's probably right up there with Rodri in terms of passes. And the problem is that you don't hurt people if your centre back is the one who has the most passes in the game. I'd prefer Rodri or Rico to have the most passes in the game.
I want to just on that.
Kevin behind.
I want to just on that. I think you guys make it too easy where your defense is literally sitting on the borderline center of the park. So literally you've got your 3 players which are supposed to be defenders sitting like literally here. So it creates a space in your half where if a clever side all they have to do is just drop the ball into that space, and that's it.
And that's
Yeah,
it.
and the space is always behind. Is always in the pockets. You know, I'm a quapper. What I call when I'm a quapper is that when you're playing a
Yeah.
back three, when a quapper where the right centre back's right
Uhleli-
shoulder and the
uhleli-
left centre
uhleli on,
back's left
yeah,
shoulder.
yeah.
Yeah.
So Tina Silvuli ground and we're working on those spaces. And as soon as we're able to make Leo pass Leo to those corners, see flutter into the box. And flooding into the box against Akanji who's alone and maybe Ake who's in the fastest creates a big problem. And ideally
And also,
our trump card in the way we used to play is and I'm just a trump card used to play is Walker's good on the recovery. So when Walker
because
was
of
playing on the right side,
up and down.
when the counter's there, is very good on the recovery, unless it's a very skillful player like Usain Max, while unless Walker very early the times in Newcastle.
Yeah.
But there's those situations, and Rico, as good as Rico is, he's not Cancelo. He's not as
Yeah.
smart. He's not as tricky. He's not as dangerous in the box if he gets the ball. So
But-
we lose a lot in our team when we don't play those guys. I think we need to play Cancelo. We need Walker back. We need to start playing our best players in that position.
But I think also
and
the
about
other
Ake and
thing,
about Stones, about that centre back. Yeah.
yeah, the other thing that you guys have been able to get away with is Rodri. The amount of professional fouls Rodri concedes in a game that our referee don't give is a weird one, and he doesn't collect a yellow. Because if you were to look at my stats, Rodri in the middle of the park, he easily breaks up play, but in him breaking play, he commits a professional foul. My understanding is
Yeah.
that if it's a professional foul,
Yellow.
there has to be a yellow.
So again, it's also about positioning on the pitch. You know, Coach Yellow card. If a centre back makes a professional foul, where it's between you and the
Which-
keeper, it's a red card.
Which
It's a red card,
which
it's not
one?
in a yellow.
Yeah,
well,
which
'cause it's
goes
between
back
the
to what we were
goalkeeper and the
saying.
keeper.
Which goes back to what we were saying, which your defenders are sitting on the line, like literally your three
Yeah.
defenders are sitting on the line. So that pushes
Yeah.
your middle field up front. So I'm guessing
So
Uref is
again,
looking at it to know
yeah,
the foul happened
positionally,
literally close to the
yeah,
18 area
yeah,
of the opposing team.
yeah.
But
And we
forgetting
still have
what
our centre backs.
thank
And we
you.
still have our centre backs. Well, so it's hard for Uref ukuthi aneze umuntu yellow card for the foul center. Now my centre back still runs
But
another
it's a
45
professional.
yards to
It's a
score a goal.
professional foul. End of the day, Uref need to understand Uguti, you're breaking up play.
Yeah, but at times
That
He's
play,
smart at it.
that
He's
play,
smart about
that
it,
play
Rodri.
is.
yeah.
He's
But
smart
another
about
thing
it. It's
is-
different Newcastle, yeah. X, yeah.
Yeah, but another thing is that it also depends on the threat of the break. If the break, if we one going through, and when it's three defenders, chances are
I disagree with that. Because
Whereas I
I
remember
disagree.
with United, can I explain? With United against thingy Wolves, there's a point where Wolves made a break. But
Yeah,
in them
because
making a break, there were two guys who were wide.
Yeah.
And so Casemiro there had
I
no
remember.
choice but
Yeah.
to make a professional foul because
Mm,
there would be a threat on the break. But yet, I think in most instances, there really isn't much of a threat. If we want, like, take a player like Mitrovic. Mitrovic is not the fastest guy.
He's not gonna, yeah.
One.
No. The
Mitchell
ask
ain't
should never
one of
be.
the- Yeah.
The ask should never be to ref Suguti who's the fastest. Look at Odegaard's goal Martinelli's goal, where it was one pass, literally from their own half.
Yeah.
One pass. Had thingy been fouled, would that been a red card or would it
Oh,
been a
no,
yellow
Martinelli
card?
or Odegaard.
Martinelli.
No, but that's a different situation. That's the situation we spoke
It's
about
not.
earlier. To say Guti,
it's one
to say
pass.
Guti, like if in that goal, Lelana Le Everton, if we took out
Gray.
Demarai Gray in that last Lapagase box, it's a yellow card because it's a professional foul. But if we took him out of center, it's a different story because he's running alone with Demarai. He has no cover, has nothing.
Martinelli,
So what I'm saying is that
Martinelli
positionally. Yeah, but Martinelli Mshile. Martinelli Mshile la muntu loya. If he makes a foul there, but it's not even a yellow necessarily. There it's a red card. If he makes a foul like Martinelli, it's a red card.
Yeah, because he was through there. Martinelli, and as well.
That it's not even Asakulumi yellow, that's Kulumi red.
Yeah. But as well, even as a ref, you also need to know the different attributes of players. I mean, if you've been reffing for a long time, you understand that a player like Martinelli is someone who's quick and once what's really first touch it grand and he's ahead of everyone. I mean, there really isn't much you can do. but hope that he misses the opportunity. So for me, I agree with you, Cheese. I think it was different circumstances there. Yeah. But
Nah, but
then,
my problem also lies with Urodri and these professional fouls. He literally
it's smart
he's
about
mastered the art of breaking
No.
play.
Rod is fine. Do you know how many professional fouls Kante makes? Basically.
yeah, Kante,
And gets
yeah.
away with.
Do you know how many? That guy doesn't get a red card. He doesn't get booked. Do you know how many times Kante does it? He does it many times. Kante. And it's the same instance. When Kante is pressing you boxing, like while losing the ball, he's pressing you in your half. And I have no yellow. Press the ball. He's trying to win the ball back in his half. And Kante does it a lot. He's probably one of the best professional fouls boxing. It's a bit different to Casemiro, as Tolani said earlier.
Yeah.
No, Casemiro, Casemiro is not, what's the word? He's not smooth in his fouling. Where Kombiso ref would know, I'm fouling this guy because he's a threat.
He's very aggressive.
Yeah, he's South American.
Yeah.
It's South American. So there's always that stigma against South American players, I feel, most of the time. Uguti, they are more aggressive and so forth in terms of how they play. So for me, it's just a stigma. I know there are tackles that Otamendi used to make when he used to be a City player, and he used to get a yellow card day one, and then you'd see who a player, a defender was Stoke or whatever do the same thing, and they won't get it. And you just see it's just that stigma. With people, ref knows what to Mudonjan, so he's always going to give you a book.
You chose the wrong example there. Otamendi is reckless as a fuck. No, you chose the wrong player.
Definitely. No, I'm saying definitely, and that's what gets in the yellow card, because I know good you're reckless. Even if it's not as reckless this time, I'll give you a yellow for it. So it's a different sort of scenario, and I think players get brought into those situations because of it.
yeah. I know. Cool.
Don't worry. Mbappe got injured earlier on, so he couldn't play a penalty, so he was crying. But anyway.
Yeah, but anyway, we need to switch, guys. I feel like we've been speaking about Man City. Talk about club cheese at CKN.
No, I mean, I'll keep it simple. And Yazin, I literally changed into my kit just before going live.
Yeah.
We are fucked. I'll say it. Yeah, I'll say it now, and I'm at the point where I was looking at my Twitter feed this morning. Like literally everything is about Potter out, just the side as a whole. The second half as if the game is a 45-minute thing and then it's done. I sent you I sent you those stats. Show everybody those stats.
Yeah, those stats. Yeah. Let me share my screen.
But I think it's one of those performances where I feel like they want to get the coach sacked. I feel.
Nah, is it?
And that's what I don't like, bro. Like, I hate this player power bullshit, bro.
Yeah.
Like, that's one thing I respect Ten Hag on my end, is that dog. He's the manager. He's the one who's in charge. And there's certain
not the player. This player power, like okay.
Yeah,
so
but
you look. This is the second half. So
no, but Ten Hag is more like Pep. Ten Hag is dictatorship in his role, because it's my job because I get fired.
Yeah.
So rather we do things my way, or if my brother.
Yeah. That's true.
I mean, look at that, dude. Look at that. That's the coach,
this
my brother.
Is in the second half, daughter. Zero shots, whether wide, zero shots on target. Touches in the opposition box.
Like the whole part players touches. Like we let a team touch the ball 16 times in our box. It's little coach. Just at Nottingham. It's just because Nottingham I was score, but 16 touches in the box means we want these guys to score.
No, can you imagine like a side like Arsenal? I'm a chance 16 in the touches 16 in the box.
Yeah, give City that next week, my brother. We'll show you.
Yeah.
Nah, and the next two games, Lala now.
Give me that next week, my brother. Give me that.
Yazi, uzokwenza uJack Grealish shine like a star.
Yeah,
Yeah, Aspilicueta. In fact, Aspilicueta needs Foden, not Jack.
yeah. But like a way forward, Sihle end, because right now it seems as if you guys are stagnant. You reminding
I'm at a
me.
loss. I'm honestly at a loss. And I shit you
Second.
not. Yeah.
Already,
So
guys.
Second, bro.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Second.
No, no. It
I
pains.
was
Eh,
you
yabona,
guys signed like 4 players. Since signed 4 players or something, man.
yabona X.
In
There's
just like
nothing
2
more.
weeks.
There's nothing more depressing as a fan than watching a very good side lose a game and they don't apply themselves. Who do you blame there? Because you know what these players are professional. End of the day, the only thing they do, they trained assassin. End of the day, all they have to do is score goals. Do is show up a game in. So right now, I'm conflicted. I don't know what is the right way, but I believed in Potter, but
You're beginning to lose faith in him.
nah.
But if you know a person who I
We
forgive
are
is mine.
boring. We are boring as fuck.
Yeah,
First
you guys
half,
are lame,
first
bro.
half,
You guys are
yeah.
lame.
If first half yakon, I can watch it and okay, sure, fine. Sterling is coming on the other side and. Second half, and I can almost nap.
Yeah. But
Yeah, I
a
mean,
person, the Chelsea fan that who for called this from jump was Mike. Mike saw this coming from a long time. He was like Potter out from Sasu from the appointment. He was like, nah, he doesn't want Potter. So he's the only one I
I
forgave.
span it, Poland. When I span that thing, this thing of getting small time coaches for big teams, I span it. Historically,
Yeah.
it just does not work, Mfethu. I mean, you besides
Sway,
Nkunku,
sway, sway,
besides
sway.
Nkunku, Mfethu, who are these players you're signing in? Who are these players you're signing?
Big time.
I mean,
No, but I don't think.
Pelé signed. Well, compared to Holland, man. Well, compared to Holland, which the time they were playing at Molde, he was scoring more goals than Holland.
No. I think the buying is.
Ufofana urubani le nimshanini. Awumazi nokumazi yabo. Awumazi. Awumazi.
I would lie. I don't know who
Let me
Chelsea
take a
are
sip.
signing. Besides
You
Nkunku,
see,
I don't
they
know
signed
the other
Fofana, they signed and Santos Banbani from Brazil, they signed him as well. They signed
Yeah.
Badiashile, Monaco centre back.
Yeah.
Deal's almost through.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
done.
He's not bad.
And then,
But historically, I'm not a big fan of.
no, he's not.
And it might sound black, but African centre backs who play for France. If you're a defender and you, because I've had a terrible experience with Mangala, where he was this great guy, and all of a sudden, Saboni showed. So for me, African centre backs from France, I'm not a big fan of them. And Nimsanile Gemanju Padashile, and who else? And Kupu, of course.
Yeah, and
There's
there's
4
also
players who
talks
are
of.
coming in income.
There's also talks we're gonna overpay for Enzo. That one I can.
Yeah, but for now, 120, it's not negotiable, bro.
Yeah, no, Benfica,
not
and they're in a very
negotiable.
good position. They are. I wanna whoever did a contract, yeah, Enzo, because Enzo joined Benfica. I think it was like less than a 10 million signing.
Yeah.
Right after that,
but it's not only Enzo. It's not only Enzo. Benfica have been doing this for years, bro.
But 120
I can
million
name you 10
close.
players. I can name you 10 players where they signed for less than 2 million and something, but they sold them for almost 3 times, 10 times the amount.
So that's the business model now.
It's a Portuguese thing, Leo. It's even the Sporting
Yeah.
Lisbon, man. Sporting Lisbon, there was a period where they were producing every single
They have
season.
great, bro. They have great scouting
Scouts.
connections in South America. Great scouting, and they get the best play Benfica. If you don't play for Benfica, you play for Sporting in Portugal. So they have the great cream of the crop of players. When they come into looking for clubs in Europe, they go into Ponting, and those guys are willing to take chances on players because they have a great development program and schedule for all of these players.
Yeah, so Sway is like the problem of Chelsea is institutional. People still see Chelsea as a massive team based on revenue and owners who can spend. But in the last 10 years, Chelsea hasn't been dominant. How, Sway?
No, Sway, no.
How, Sway?
I think we miss our Russian.
You ain't got the answers. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Now he doesn't have the answer. I think right now we miss our Russian sugar daddy, and we are going to miss our Russian sugar daddy. I think right now for a lot of Chelsea fan, it's like it's
I don't think
it's
the
that
Russian sugar
time.
daddy.
Nah, it's that time of
I don't think it's the Russian super
self-realization. Nah,
Yeah.
it's that.
You guys miss Marina and you guys meet Peter Cech.
But
Yeah.
Peter Cech no matter figure no sugar date.
Nyambon and Russian, Nyambon and Russian dead. You guys still have money. Todd Bully can still flash the cash.
No,
Right?
but like
It's not the problem. The
it was
problem
a
is that
well, it
now
was a well-run club.
you change a well-oiled machine. You've changed a well-oiled machine, and then all of a sudden you want it to work differently in 2 3
and
days.
we
It's not
want
going
it
to
to
work.
work. Yeah, it's not. I
It's not
think
going to
that's
work,
what I'm
bro. And
saying.
you come from and the guy who owns your club, he watches baseball and thinks it's a great sport, and now he's really seeing a real great sport. Which like
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, but
Roger,
honestly,
yeah.
it's self-realization, and we need to rebuild, and we need to realign ourselves as fans. Uguti, this project is not going to happen overnight. If we back up, if we back Potter, hey, that's a big if.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Historically, American owners take longer than other
Exactly.
owners. So
You see, with me,
Ask next door there. They will tell you 12 years.
yeah,
yeah,
like I mean,
ask
with me, I don't.
Liverpool as well. Lots of these clubs, bro.
Yeah,
Takes long.
can I come in, especially from an
Yeah.
American standpoint? I mean, I've had American owners since primary school, and these guys, Tininto Caesar, it was David Gill and Sir Alex Ferguson partnership.
Yep. Yep.
Once those two guys left the club, I knew very well that things are not going to be the same structurally. Because at the end of the day, Mfethu, this is an institution, just like the best companies in the world. It's the structures that make those companies amazing in the long run. And I just feel with American owners don't know shit about soccer, number one. They call it soccer, they don't even call it football. They don't understand how to run a football club. And from a rebuilding standpoint, unless if Todd can get football people at the top, which I doubt it because of pride.
No, there's a change now. I don't know. We've got that Leipzig. Is it a Leipzig director of football? I forgot his name
Yeah.
now. It happened during festive.
Okay.
And I'm glad
That's-
we got him. Continue talking. I'll Google him now.
Okay. If you guys got that Leipzig guy, then at least now you have a footballing person. It's just like with us, Man United. Our biggest issue is the board. We just need these guys to sell as soon as possible for me to even be optimistic. Yes, right now we're second, we're fourth, and we can go third if we beat Bournemouth. But still, for the mere fact that the structures of the organization aren't great, I'm never gonna be optimistic about the club. I will always keep my feet on the ground. So
But
yeah,
a question for you, X. How much of a loss was Ralph Rangnick? Because for me, I feel like Ralph Rangnick was brilliant. He came in, he was honest. He told everyone, Guti, this is the problem. This is how we need to fix it. And United and its fans were not ready for it. For me, or some of the United fans.
No, Ulreich, what I liked about him is the honesty part of things. He pretty much said what CR7 said in Piers Morgan's show, but in a more tactical way, in a professional way, And Mina, I want Rangnick back. Should we get new owners? Personally, he needs to be part of the board, Rangnick, because even Enzo Fernandez, Rangnick told us to go for Vlahovic, and we didn't go for Vlahovic. Juve went for Vlahovic. He told us we need to go for Enzo because he could see that this guy has stardust, and we refused to go for Enzo. So this guy, he knows how to identify players even from weaker leagues who have the potential of being great. And so I do agree with you, Cheese, that Uranik was a big loss. Us not listening to him, And that's my fear with your director of football, Sihle, is that will Todd listen? Because our board refused to listen to Rangnick. Rangnick told him that Dini open heart surgery.
But I don't. I just can't find the other guy's name. I don't think.
Another thing is with American owners is that they focus a lot of their time on return on investment. Dog, it's always all the ROI.
It's all about the cheese, my guy. It's all about
about the cheese, and so they'll never ever make a decision that if a footballing, if the decision does not benefit them financially, they will not go for it. You know, they'd rather take their time, wait for things to go south, and then make you guys keep quiet by making a marquee signing. It's like with Man United. We always have terrible transfer windows, and then all of a sudden they pull money out of the couch. We get Casemiro. Then the fan base, some of them keep quiet. But with me, as a person who one day wants to have a successful channel, that's not how you move when you run any.
It's almost like you're using a new term. What's the Bakshangi? Pala pala, isn't it?
Yeah, well, pala pala.
Money.
Doing that, not Di Maria. Di Maria came out of nowhere. Falcao came out of nowhere.
Yep.
And yes, these are great players, but stylistically, do they suit the philosophy?
No.
The question is no.
Yeah, for me, I think with United, it's a bit different. Like, I feel like when you sign these players, you're not signing them for the future. You're signing them to solve a problem that's now. And if you don't solve that problem now, you're still in the problem. Like, United's not going to win anything this season. And this is me being open out. They might have a cup run and they get to a semi-final, but they're not going to win anything, right?
Which is I think
we're plugging our problems. We're not finding a permanent solution for them. If we get Enzo before we buy Casemiro, we give Enzo 2 or 3 seasons to build himself into that position, to learn how to play holding mid in the Premier League. But now we buy Casemiro, ready-made product. He's there for 2-3 years. He decides, I'm going to Santos. I'm going to Santos next season to go finish my season there. He's earned all his wages. He's gone. You still have a problem with McTominay and Fred.
Yeah, which is why I to a certain degree the American ownership, Chelsea, I don't know, somehow comfortable, because for some odd reason they keep on getting these young players, 21-year-olds, 20-year-olds, and those are the players that you want to get into the club.
Yeah. See, what about you guys? Roman effed us up running this club.
Oh, no way. No way.
I don't know. I just want to find it hard. Did he really?
Fuck no.
I don't think.
Okay.
I don't think there's any owner who's coming to a club and made a club gel and work so fast like Roman has. I don't think there's any club in Europe.
Roman, when he came into the club, he gave Chelsea this aura around it, where he said, if we want a player, that means the player is a top tier player. And guess what? No other team is going to rival us in wanting this player. That's what Roman did.
Yeah. And then, of course, Sway is also firing back. Y'all don't know what y'all talking about when it comes to my club. Chicken Maria at the West Virginia.
You ain't got the answers, Sway.
Sway, dog, man, like, we need receipts, especially with this comment, bro. The one, this paragraph is like, please. You can send it to me via WhatsApp, bro. Like, I see with that one.
Marina got him the biggest talent in football ever when almost the whole world wanted Eden Hazard. And he made it happen.
Madrid Patale for 20, I think it was 29 or 28 at the time, but Patala 100 million.
You guys make your money.
I don't know what to say, man. I understand. It's your club. But we're speaking about what
you're still drinking that
what we can see.
York.
Yeah, man. He had a very crazy New Year's Eve, which is, I know it's understandable. It happens to the best of us, but I mean, I need receipts. You see that one? This comment here, he needs to forward me a receipt so that it was.
Anyway, enough about my club.
Yeah. Okay, this is another comment by Sway. Marina wasn't the director of football at Chelsea when we got Hazard. Yeah.
But when we let go of Hazard, that's the thing. Hazard left in our terms. So you keep on forgetting that.
And you guys
but anyway,
at the right time as well. I mean, you guys had him at his prime. And then on his decline, Namting is a fast,
and ever since Ulama Pie Spain, I don't know if even if they have Pie at that side, But anyway,
Anyway,
enough about my club.
yeah,
I was very emotional.
Chelsea,
I wonder yesterday.
Chelsea swag.
Yeah, no,
It
proper swag.
makes
I was
sense why also
emotional.
Alwa. It makes sense why Alwa.
Yeah.
I
Sway, I'm with
understand.
you. I'm with you, my brother. But
Yeah.
yeah, let's talk about the other club.
Yeah, I wanted us to talk about Arsenal. I mean, we have to give them the flowers. I know, Sihle, you are a big Arsenal hater. With me,
It's London
Why?
what?
Why? Okay. Why?
is what it
Okay.
is.
So this is my view. This is my view. I wonder right now, Arsenal is looking hella fine, but I don't feel Arsenal have been challenged to the point where we can say they are greatness.
Yeah, this is a comment for you, by the way. Sihle. You still
I literally just said that before you. I just literally
like
said that before you. I still say they haven't met. There hasn't been a game where they've become the Arsenal. There hasn't been that challenge, and it will come.
Oh man,
It's only a matter
didn't they
of
beat
time.
United and Liverpool?
No,
we beat
not Liverpool, not United.
Yeah, Sishai Tina, and they played
Yeah, but
well.
Oh yeah, they lose there. Yeah, they lost. They beat Liverpool, right?
yeah,
Yeah, they beat Liverpool. They
but
haven't lost.
Kumbulo,
They only lost one
Liverpool.
game.
Let's be honest, in Liverpool right now, this Liverpool is not the strongest Liverpool that we've ever seen under Klopp.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. But I think for me, it's a results business. Arsenal are getting the results. My only problem is that Arsenal still have Europa League, and for me, that's the biggest test. Arsenal lost one player, and they lost the game. They lost to Thomas Partey in that game, and it showed Gucci there was someone who's missing. In that loss, I think it was against United. Yes,
So
and for me,
can I ask?
I always say the biggest factor is going to be Europa League. Playing on Thursday and a midweek fixture on Saturday with that thin squad. I mean, I feel Guti, that squad is very thin. Take injury to Saliba, and injury to Partey, and injury to Martinelli or Saka. We're speaking a different story, right?
So I asked this question. You're the manager, Arteta right now, but Arteta, you need to decide which one would you best think you've got a chance in. Does he go for Thursday night football, or does he get the younger guys to play Thursday night football, and then he gets his good team to play only Premier League?
So he can't afford to do that now.
End of this month,
no, now we can't
from
afford
end
it.
of this month. Yeah.
Now I don't think he can afford to play the young guys in Europe. Europa six big teams. The big guns are left in Europa now. So the likes of Abu Fabio Vieira and Abu Kieran Tierney are not going to cut it in a big game against maybe Barcelona or Atletico Madrid or whatever, right? I don't know if Atletico even qualified for Europa. But for me, that's the determining factor. That question you just asked is where he's going to win or lose it. And the biggest problem with targeting one is that you lose both, right? So you target both for as long as you can.
Yeah.
Right? You target both for as long as you can, as long as the squad can still play at that level. They have young guys. They can play 2-3 games in a week. They'll be fine. Right? The problem comes with keeping that freshness in the league. Yeah? The Premier League is not forgiving. The Nottingham Forest and Kichimis until 90 minutes. It was 16 touches in your position box.
After the game, you have to fly to Russia. At least they don't fly to Russia anymore. They have to fly to Europe somewhere and then come back.
That's the biggest problem. You fly Yugoslavia, Prague, Baba. You fly game nonsensical where you can't get a flight that same day in some 2-star hotel and then you fly out. Then you feel it. Then I think Arsenal for me is a different story. I think the difference between what Guardiola is doing and what Arteta is doing is Arteta has a winning formula. He's pushing those players until they reach their limit, and then you're gonna try to introduce people. And it might be too late. It might be too late to try to get Smith Rowe to play at the same level as Martinelli or Saka when it's 2 or 5 or 10 games left in the season. Right?
So one of the difference, and everyone says Arteta is in 10 Pep. But another way Pep rotates his squad. Yo,
Pep is the only one who can, though. Let's be honest. Out of all the teams in the Premier League, it's only City
like
that can rotate like that.
yabona
But
Not
it's
uthatha
warranted. It's warranted.
uthatha
For City,
fantasy
it's
league. Yabona
warranted, man.
fantasy league players will tell you straight ukuthi they hate Man City when it comes to fantasy league because you never
Yeah.
know who's gonna start. You never know who's gonna be on the bench. I think Foden
Yeah,
deserves to start, but I'm bench.
so you know what he came out and said though, and I can see it as well. His body language of Foden. He said Foden's body language in training, like he feels disappointed about performance like in the World Cup. He's overwhelmed. He's a young guy. He's putting himself under pressure, and he can
Kane
see it
should
in
be that
training.
player. Kane should be that player.
Well, Kane, other choice. He's a big name for his team. He's probably vice captain. He's leading the line, and he needed to take that for his team, right? And Pep is saying what he can see it in Foden, and that's why he's not starting. He prefer for Foden to get his performance back up in training, and Pep no push. Sometimes it's more intense in City's training games than in some games that we play in the league. And he can sense that in training with Pep, and he's never wrong, Pep. I think we had a similar situation with Cancelo end of last season, a similar situation when we had with Rodri, I think end of last season as well or season before, and he senses it. He can feel the vibes in training because he's so involved with Pep in everything, in everything that the players do. So for me, I just think Foden will be fine. He just needs that time. Which we introduced him in 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. But I felt he was introduced far too late in the game against Everton.
Yeah.
Nah, there was no need. There was no need for him to walk in.
Far too late. I'm gonna need a super, but he needed more time.
Yeah, I have a question, guys. João Felix is available on loan.
Who needs him more? Man United
I
or Chelsea?
Wait. I beg your pardon? You asking who needs him more?
Between Man United, Arsenal, and Chelsea.
We all do need him more.
Yeah, look.
Any of our teams,
yeah, United lost Ronaldo. Arsenal lost Jesus.
Yeah.
So for me, those are probably the two guys who should try to get him. But again, I feel it's such a risk in Ghana to get a big marquee signing, especially at this time of the season.
Hey, in Jan, it's a weird one.
It is. The only player who I can think of hit the ground running in Jan, even though he's not my favorite, is Bruno. Like in recent years,
Yeah.
Even though he's not my ideal sort of player, but from an output standpoint, he had great output.
So
but I mean, he was already on his purple patch, really, when you signed him. He was already scoring all those goals.
But yeah, one of the weird part about this Jan window is that you've got performers in the World Cup, you've got the Jan transfer window as a Jan transfer window, and we all know historically, for some odd reason, World Cup, if you are a top performer and you become like a marquee signing, like James to Madrid, for some reason they just flop. So now, do you take the chance with Enzo and pay 120 million?
Yeah,
120 million is a lot of money.
So for me, that's what I'm saying with regards to how Pep does his business, and maybe not Pep, but Tiki, is that we know at a certain point in time, the player is going to be market value like is going to be very high, and Enzo's a young player one player of the tournament, and obviously his value is going to be up, even with the risk of getting Enzo in and he struggles and he flops in the league, which is a big risk in any case for a young guy. Is it warranted? Do you rather wait for a season? Let other guys take that risk to sign him. It's fine. If you lose him, you lose him. Let the other clubs take that risk. But for 120 million, you need to be able to evaluate him a player.
Yeah. Jeez, you hit the nail on the head there. I fully agree with you, with what you said, Mfethu. Like, even with me, yes, Enzo is an exciting prospect, but I would rather wait, I'd rather wait for the summer for a player like
But
Enzo.
the
Because
thing
at the end
is,
of the
if
day,
you wait,
we're not going for the
then
league title team. We're just trying to get into top 4 pretty much and win.
but
a
if you
trophy.
wait, and Daniel Levy goes through, buys a player, he's gone.
Wait,
Yeah, it's fine.
Kid would rather go to
I'm
Spurs.
just I'm just making an example. Look, if you wait, you don't know what Arsenal, you don't know what Man United is thinking.
Right. I mean, it's fine.
It's fine, though. It's fine.
You see Frankie de Jong, yes, who's shang bomb, but I still want him more than I want Enzo personally. Because for me, we are both Frankie Ntangani is the big piece.
Yeah, Frankie has done it.
In our
Frankie
midfield.
is fire.
Like Nanguspunelu Frankie. Yeah, yes, Enzo is a perfect alternative, but I still want Frankie, bro. Age is on his side, he's experienced.
For me, it's value done.
Yeah.
It's value done. As soon as your value touches that, it becomes so heavy on you, fana. So heavy an expectation. If I not going to spanning it, what only promotion is spanning expectation? I could say peso because man, the whole money.
Yeah.
You know, believe it. And Enzo is too young. I mean, it's too young to be coming in at 120 price tag at any club, I feel. And you expect it to deliver a sales fee. If you go to Madrid for 120 minutes, I'll sell a pension because I mean, I definitely come up being a pension, no Modric, no Schumann. If he goes there, if he goes to Chelsea, I don't think he's better than Zakaria. If he goes to United, he's still gonna sit behind Casemiro. Yeah, but so all of these factors for him became one of those things where, for his career, do you want to risk it? And you jump into that thing. And I'm an agent. I need to be careful because I'm an agent. I'm always after money in their back pockets as well, especially in the new year. So, 20 million in your pocket.
Yes, dude.
So for me, it's about the price tag and fun. I also don't same thing. No, Grealish. Grealish is not 100 million player, but because of the season he had coming out, the price tag was just this big price tag. Declan Rice, like I'd sign Enzo Fernandez for 120 million, then we sign Declan Rice for 150 million, whatever they charge you, 100 million. So it's all of those things that are culminating. Yeah.
Put loyal young in like Declan Rice. I don't even rate Declan Rice.
No.
He's okay.
Yeah, I'm
There's
okay.
no star dust. But you see, for me, Petu, like what you've just said, that's the reason why I was just letting you go on. You're just hitting the nail on the head, Petu. From a psychological standpoint, like we forget that these are human beings, Petu. If you're gonna sign for that much, especially if you're gonna sign for Man United for that much, the media is gonna be on your neck.
They're gonna eat you, bro. They're gonna eat you.
Just the new post goals. You know how the media likes, amplifying things when it's Man United. But like I said, I still want Frankie down, and I'm willing to wait for him for the summer.
Yeah, no, Frankie's a proper signing, man.
And that's what we lack in our midfield. Jeez, is a proper ball carrier who is press resistant. Yes, Casemiro shy pass, but he isn't as mobile like Frankie. Frankie can actually run with the ball. He can dribble past guys. There was no shaky that pass.
Yeah, I think Frankie, Casemiro, and Bruno center mid will probably be too devastating. But again, we come back to that point which you'll have Casemiro for 2 seasons and then what?
But I think also just on Man United, the elephant in the room that no one wants to really address is Anthony, and everyone keep on saying like he'll come right. This guy is fragile. He's fragile as a cheap Tupperware. Like literally, he falls and he breaks.
He reminds me of Rodri. Rodri was also fragile in his first season, and look at him now. So guys, calm the fuck down.
But how old is he? How old is he?
He's 22. He's Ntwana. Ntwana mfethu. Uceda the first undergrad yakhe. He's still a lighty. He's gonna be fine. I'm willing to wait for Anthony because I do see qualities in him. I do see that there is something in this guy. It just needs to be coached the shit out of him.
This is not
I think you got the wrong player. I'm talking about your striker, your French striker, my guy.
Martial. Martial Fitz was injury prone. He's
That's exactly what I've just said to you.
Yeah, but that's why we're gonna sign. We're gonna sign someone. I'm not sure if it's gonna be Ujao Phoenix because I don't trust my team when it comes to transfers. But
And he's not center forward, Ujao Phoenix.
I just trust my coach. About Coach Yami so far has shown that he's improved my club. A lot of players have improved under him. Like Luke Shaw, I was left center back, like all of a sudden.
Joe, that was a big decision. That was a big call to bench the captain.
Yeah, you see.
Yeah, he's already on the bench, bro. It's not like it's new.
Yeah.
It's like you're on the bench. We are promoter from like I need to bench in by 5. We are almost like close to a coach. I bet there's no coach. That's his best position, Umekwai.
Umekwai is in trouble. He needs to really think about his future.
He needs to leave. That's all that. That's what I also like about my coach. Bold decisions. You know, media like Captain Maguire. Bench.
Yeah. So what's his value now? What's his value now?
Nah, they're gonna lose money. They're gonna lose quite a bit. They're gonna lose quite a bit of money.
Yeah, it's fine. Tina gonna get like I'm hoping for Saudi or Dubai. I just want guys who are focused on the
Hey, you want that Saudi money.
Yeah, I want to be like Cheese. The Cheese are gonna stress. His team is not that to perform. But
yeah, I mean for me it's like okay, man.
Yeah,
okay,
it's
like,
okay. Yeah, but
like I say, if Arsenal slip up, they slip up since the league. But we're under no pressure to win the league. We have bigger fish to fry. I'm not saying we don't want to win the league, but we have bigger fish to fry. That's the only thing that I can pretty much sum it up.
The bigger fish to fry is the Champions League.
Oh, without a doubt.
And you guys, like you're one of the favorites, Cheese. You know, like.
Yeah. And the nice thing, what I like about Champions League, man, and it's a bit different to Premier League. Premier League teams come against City and they just sit there and we have to break them down and we have to watch that. Champions League people don't respect each other. And if you want to come at City now, with Holland, seriously, you better be so good in winning the ball back and defending. That you're comfortable with City. But in the Premier League, I mean, like Everton didn't want to do anything, bro. They don't want to do anything in the game. It's like put 5 defenders, spread them across the pitch. We have 2 holding midfielders. Then we have 2 guys who just hope to kick to our center forward and get a counter attack. And I'm so used to it. For me, I don't even complain about games like that because it's not going to happen every day that we're going to break down all these teams. Sometimes it's just the team is better at defending on that day, and it's okay. It's okay, but we're not going to shoot ourselves for not trying. I think we might not have had a good game. We still tried.
And just to add to you, Cheese, at least as much as you guys aren't what you were before the World Cup, Holland is still the same. You know, that's why.
Oh, without a doubt.
Holland is still
I mean, before the World Cup, we Brentford, Poland.
Yeah, sorry?
Before the World Cup, we Brentford team.
Yeah.
So for me, so like I say, there's going to be games like that. Well, Brentford as well was so good on the counter attack and so effective in terms of what they want to do when they had the ball. And we will have games like that. We are going to have games like that. We won't have a game against Chelsea, Pulisic having man of the match. I call it 2 goals, 2-1. You want to have games like that because teams have put themselves into a position to play counter-attacking football. And without our best players, I mean, Diaz is out, Laporte is out. We're playing Arcade left back. We're playing Stones as our sort of right back. It's very makeshift, but I'm not upset because we need those guys to get the minutes. Because there's about 4 or 5 different tournaments that we need to play.
Exactly.
If you Thiago Silva Limala for Nina City, it's a different story. If go United, Limalo Casemiro, it's back to McTominay. Saliba Limala, it's Rob Holding.
I think we've spoken about your depth, your Man City, and everyone is well aware. With Man City have 2 squads, like EPL grade squads, right now as is. But Can you talk about Spurs and what's going on with the
in
Conte
closing.
thing?
In closing.
Yeah, ukhalile ukhonse wabantu man, yazi ukhalile.
Man, I Conte for Stefano Mourinho. Like, my thing is, I think he's very stubborn. Yes, it's good to be amazing.
He's Italian.
But at the same time, you must be smart enough to see that what I'm doing right now isn't working. I need to.
But uzoyenzani Poland? Poland uzoyenzani mfethu ngeSpurs? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Are you gonna move back to a back four with Emerson Royal and Ben Davies? Like, what are you gonna do? Like for me, and I felt Conte when he made the press conference. What would you do, the Spurs team? What would you do?
Okay.
I was thinking right now.
Okay, my thing is that look, right now they're missing. Is Bentancur back? Because for me,
no,
he should be back. I don't think it's because they can look soon.
No, yeah,
they can look soon, man.
So you see Bentancur not being there, as well as Ubani, the defender that you like, center back. Jeez.
Christian Romero.
Yeah, Christian
No,
Romero.
the Italian, also the Brazilian. He played yesterday.
No, Romero's not Brazilian. Yeah. Argentinian.
Argentinian. Yeah, I knew he was South American somewhere.
Oh snap!
Yeah, he played yesterday. Bamfage, like I think it was the 70th minute.
Oh, that's when he put him in. He made a defensive substitution, even though he was down 2-0, which is another like, come on. What was he trying to do?
Yeah. The Faraban. All of us keep.
I think Richarlison is injured.
Yeah, Velo, Charlton, Chai. Kulusevski's back, but still he's just came back from.
Yeah, they're managing him.
Who?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, something is
going
on with him right now.
Like sometimes I'm a player now, I don't understand. You've given your all. You've given your best years. You've given your best years to Spurs, in fact. You're not winning anything. Is it going to be enough for you to say, Gucci, you guys had the best partnership in 2022 in the end of your career? In 2021, you guys had the best assistant goal scorer between the. That's enough for you as a footballer. Can't be. It absolutely can't be enough, Uguti. That's what Son Kane are comfortable.
Are going to be famous for. But I think Usong also coming back from that head injury of his, he even took the mask off. Like I think it was like in the 20th, if not 25th minute, because he was like, nah, he couldn't. And then the other game that they played, the first game, do you know what Kane had his first touch in the 20th minute?
That header
against Brentford, right?
Yeah, Aston Villa.
Was it Villa? The first game that they played. Coming back. First touch, 20th minute.
That is, you see, it just shows you even from a ball retention standpoint.
And that's your go-to guy.
And this thing of them wanting to come back all the time, it reminds me of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Remember that season where Solskjaer?
Yep.
It's a new record, unbeaten record away from home. Like that record is gonna win us any trophies, But like, it's unsustainable. And I knew eventually Spurs are gonna reach a team that's gonna go 2 up, and they're gonna struggle to come back. They also playing Arsenal in January, and you know how the North London derby is to them, And if they're gonna catch a heavy L against Arsenal. Hey,
that's gonna get him fired.
But my man, good evening. Good evening is doing a good job there. Yesterday, Aston Villa were really good. Yesterday. But regardless of Tottenham being bad, and we don't want to take away, because as soon as we go and say a big team is playing had a bad game, we forget about how good a smaller team played.
Exactly.
Aston Villa was so good. I mean, for me, Douglas Luiz, serial baller for me. It's good that he's a City.
How much do you value him right now?
But he's from City, bro.
30 million, 35 million is okay. Not anything more than 35 million. Most 35 million and push. But whatever happens anyway, we still get money for sale on for Douglas Luiz.
Why don't you guys just get him back? Because for me, I think he's a decent.
That's no Phillips, I guess. It's no Phillips,
Wow.
I guess.
Oh,
We
yeah.
got Phillips.
The Fat Phillips.
Yeah, I still have Phillips, eh? Hey.
Yeah, we got Phillips. So
yeah.
we Douglas Luiz in any case. I guess we sold him on. Well, I think it was becoming permanent. That's how Arsenal did him phone.
I know,
So,
which makes
yeah.
for me, he's a decent player. Even
it's good.
Villa have decent players in the squad. I mean, even Leon
He
Bailey
just needed a coach.
problems, and as well,
Yeah.
Unai. I know Unai
Course.
firsthand. I mean, Villarreal beat us in the Europa League final.
Yeah. I think though they need to get centre backs. Those guys are not gonna cut it. Konza and Mings are just not gonna cut it. And I know very well.
Mings stinks the place
I'm
up.
willing to bet money. Who coach Unai is gonna sign centre backs for the team.
He's gonna let go.
Mings
is terrible.
But my Pau Torres, you be ready for a big marquee signing. That's gonna be going to Aston Villa soon.
Yeah. No, in closing, Sihle and just showed me something that is very, very interesting.
This is revolting. This is revolting.
Yeah.
Like cringeworthy, though. Cringeworthy, bro.
No, this is
cringeworthy.
I don't mean to laugh, but yeah.
I'm going to be so focused on this Alan Shearer record nonsense for me, man. Really, he needs to now think of himself. Like,
I'll play, bro. And for me, this is a striker United need. I think.
Yeah, I was telling
United get a Kane.
Even to me, Kane would, man, if we can get, you see, next season, this is just hypothetical. So if we can get De Jong and then we get Kane, bro, we're gonna be a
you finished article.
I'm not saying we finished, but we're gonna be problematic. We're not gonna be the pushovers that we were a few seasons back.
I think so too.
I think where City will end from there, because this is a striker.
6-4. 6-4.
So by 7-6. But now we're gonna have a handling, because now even when you watch United against Wolves, we weren't amazing on the ball. However, we were terrible. Chances. But the chances we created a lot of chances, but we were missing up until Rashford scored that one.
Yeah, I still think Wolves are shorter, man. Are shorter Wolves or something.
Actually, Wolves that. Let's be honest.
Wolves have players, man. Like they signed Cunha from Atletico Madrid. Brazil.
Yeah. If he comes in, it's a different story. They need a decent centre forward, because Costa's not gonna cut it anymore, especially in this our league is just so much faster again. But I always thought they need to break up the Cocas, the Portugal. They need to bring in
Portuguese team,
some different flavors in there. I feel like they're very relaxed because but Chicani, Kutsubani as Lisa. Sometime in Umchelo, Mojamo, Baba as Lisa Jawmoti. Agapu Mujamo, and it needs to happen.
I'll bench you for a couple of minutes. My bet is gonna die, gents. I need to bounce. And Liverpool now.
Yeah, I was about to say, guys. Predictions.
What time is it starting?
Now it starts now.
It's 8 minutes in. Nate Brentford. What's his name? Tony.
Who called me Tony?
Obvious.
The gambler.
He got
He played most of the last game.
No, he's in. He's injured. Shit. Yeah, he's not in, man.
Lineups. I'm just gonna quickly check. Yeah.
What am I yellow card already?
Nah, he's out.
He's out. Hey, sir.
Oh yeah,
He's in Liverpool. Watch Liverpool fans say.
I don't know who always scores against Liverpool most.
So one and but the formation, well, 4-3-3, 3-5-2. But yeah, this thing is gonna disconnect me now.
All right, I know, gents. So much for joining, guys. Please like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel. This is Fuzi Sport. We out.
All the best for the year, gents.
Voilà.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.